that was a good, smooth pass. He drove down in there, did not even touch Mike David. Mike slid up the racetrack, obviously not having the grip that he wanted on the bottom of the racetrack, and said, let him go. But, you know, Mike David right now, he's saying, well, it's not quite time to check out yet. Again, we got to check out about 10 laps to go, and if he's got anything left, he needs to do it in the last 10 laps.
The last lap, Eric Holmes, the fastest car on the racetrack. The only two cars that turned that lap under 16 seconds were Holmes and Mike David.
Yep, them two cars are almost identical. They're within a tenth of a second every lap. So, again, very, very evenly matched race cars. It's just going to matter of track position at the time when we come to take a checker.
Well, you know, Mike David's going to let Eric Holmes know he's there. They're coming up on some lap track. Actually, it's Mike Duncan who's ahead of him, about to go a lap down.
Yep, Duncan's, unfortunate for him, got in that earlier altercation and wasn't good.
Mike Duncan in the 9th position. There are 9 cars on the lead lap right now. The last car on the lead lap is that number 9 car. And Holmes is catching him. Look at Mike David trying to get that little bump and run, just to let him know he's there and to dive down under.
Yep, looking to the bottom. Holmes has got to be so cautious now. We're within 13 laps to go to keep that car down on the bottom. Do not let David get underneath him, because if he does, he'll put him up on that high side and just hang him out to dry. 62 car coming up on lap traffic. He's got to be so careful. Working up on Mike Duncan, like he said.
Duncan's not exactly slow out there. It's not going to be easy to get by him right now.
Nope, it looks like he's got a pretty good car, because they've taken him 3 or 4 laps to really try and catch him and reel him in. So they've got to be careful when they work around him.
Now look at David. Come right up on that bumper out of the turn. He's going to let him know he's there. Right there.
Yep, now's the time to do it again.
10 to go, Eric. Get up on that wheel.
Word from Eric Holmes' spotter. Get up on that wheel is
an understatement.
Race car terminology for really let it all hang out now.
It's time to start driving. If you've got anything left, now's the time to do it. But I tell you, these guys have been driving so hard for these past 10 laps, they've got to be careful not to overdrive these cars, not to use the tires up or the brakes.
And if you're Mike Duncan, you want to stay on the lead lap, so he's going to fight him.
Yep, Mike is. And unfortunate for these guys, there he goes. He moved up the racetrack. Give him a groove.
Outside.
Good racing move.
Still there.
Let him by.
Still there. You're clear.
Spotter Eric Holmes says you're clear. That's what you want to hear.
A real gentleman move there by Mike Duncan, just to pull up high and let those guys go by. Knowing that he doesn't have the car to race for the win, but these two guys do, Eric Holmes and Mike David.
Yep, and Mike's, right on his bumper again. If he's got anything left, he's going to be on it right now. Mike David needs to win this race to gain points on Eric, so it's so important that he wins here tonight.
Keep doing what you're doing earlier, bud. That's kind of not helping you down in 4. That's where he's getting you, holding that down. Just do what you're doing earlier.
Spotter Eric Holmes telling him, do what you're doing earlier. He tried a little different line, moved around a little bit, but appeared it didn't help.
Dan, if you watch...
5 to go. Give me 5 hard ones.
All right, if you watch coming out of 4, that's where Mike David really can get up on Eric Holmes' bumper.
Yep. He gained good ground there, but unfortunate.
Eric
traffic.
Harden is
Whoa,
lap traffic.
He got underneath him. He got inside of Martin.
And where did he do it? He did it coming out of 4. That's where Holmes made his mistake.
4 laps to go. The crowd is on their feet. This is the break that Mike David wanted.
And Holmes doesn't want to be stuck up out there on the outside. Not by any chance.
Nope, he doesn't. And as you see, Mike David, if he's smart, he'll push him up another groove. Just push him up a little bit higher. Make that track real wide. Now he's got where he wants to be.
Eric Holmes again has not won a race this year. Mike David going for his 3rd victory of the season.
Stellar move by Mike David right through traffic. He used that traffic as a pick and was able to get the car back on the bottom. Eric Holmes is really going to have to work these last 2 laps to get by him.
White flag will be out next time. Mike David looks pretty comfortable taking the white flag last lap. And they're coming up on some lap traffic, and David is going to use that lap traffic.
Eric Norris, we got a spinner. 18 car, Eric Harden.
And Holmes spins, David spins, Eric Holmes comes around, and Eric Holmes will win the race. The lapped car of Mark Schultz was in the way.
No, man, what a finish. Unfortunate for David, running so good here all night and then gets spun on that last lap, last corner. Tough break for him.
And Mike David's finish will not be near what his car and the strength of his car showed here tonight, and Eric Holmes will gain a lot of ground in the point standings. The 33 car of Mark Schultz was the lapped car. He's running his first West Series race. And Mike David really used that lapped car and tried to put Holmes in a bad position, but then Holmes got up and pretty much pushed David up the racetrack, and then that was it.
David just got up on that high side, and unfortunately, no grip up top there, and just lost the back end of the race car.
Brian Eichler unofficially finished his second, Austin Cameron third, Johnny Borneman fourth, and Mike David, as of right now, unofficially posted in the fifth finishing position.
Sure, very frustrating as a driver to have that happen off the. That's why it's never over till it's over. Off the fourth corner, coming to the checkered and get turned around. Never believed that would happen.
Well, his first win of the season, the points leader, Eric Holmes. Now watch what happens here.
See, coming off the corner side by side. Lap car 33. Looked like Eric got a little loose and got into David. Just nowhere to go.
And a great job of poking his way through there by Holmes.
Definitely. Eric Holmes just making contact, getting into David. That's just a racing incident.
Well, I see Candace Kruger down there as Holmes has gotten out of his race car.
He worked for that one, I'll tell you.
Boy, Eric Holmes, his first win. Holmes has finished second at Phoenix, second at Irwindale, second at the second Irwindale race, second at Stockton, third in the last race at Fontana, and finally gets a win here in the next to last race of the season.
Yep, consistency, and again, he was patient. He did what he had to do, kept his head on him, and just picked through traffic. And we talked about it earlier, Mike. You know, that lap traffic could just be detrimental to these guys, and showed true to be that way on that last lap.
All right, here we go.
I'm here. I'm just waiting for my mic.
Well, we're trying to get a microphone down to Candace Kruger, and when we do, we will head down to her. I think she's got her microphone now. Looks like, is she ready to go? Candace, you ready? Let's go. Hello, Candace. Well, apparently we're having a little trouble with the microphone. We'll get back down to her in a minute because we really want to hear from Eric Holmes winning this race. And, again, congratulations to Brian Eichler for finishing second. We talked about this youngster and had a great run going here tonight. Austin Cameron third.
Just a tremendous finish for Austin. Again, not the car he wanted. Boardman also made a lot of changes to their race cars earlier, obviously the right ones.
Well, we see Candace now. I think she's changed microphones. You got your IFB working and your MIC working there,
Guys,
Candace?
I hope you can hear me. We're all set down here.
All right.
Eric, congratulations, your first victory. Tell us what it's like.
It's pretty cool. I hate to win it like that. I mean, the lap cars weren't giving us no room, and one hit me before. And it was a bold move on my part, and I apologize, Mike David, but we were 3 wide last lap, battling for a championship, and I lost one that way, so I'm here to win this one. And I just want to thank my team and my car owner and everybody back home for supporting me. It was a great race. I had a lot of fun. I'm bummed out we won it like that. I should have had a lead before that, but that's the way it goes. It's racing.
That's racing, and you had a fantastic car all night long.
Yeah, we had a good car. The track was real slick on that last restart. Mike got by me, and I got back by him, and I had it, and a lap car kind of got in my way and ran me up. So we got flat tires and everything, so it's a bummer to win my first like this, but I needed to win one of these, and I feel good about it.
Hey, it's a huge win right here at the end with just one race left.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm doing what I have to do. We led some laps, so Mike, he's doing what he has to do, and it's going to go down right to the last race. It should be a lot of fun.
Congratulations, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Well, and the happy Eric Holmes, and you know it has to be a very disappointed Mike David. But David does finish fifth, and he's going to lose some points, but not a ton of points, and he'll still have that championship in sight when he heads to Altamont here in a couple of weeks.
Well, David had a decision to make, too. He got on that outside. He knew he was up in that third and fourth groove. He could have pulled out of the throttle also, but, again, he was there for the win. Eric, you have nothing to hang your hat at. I mean, you've done an awesome job, and as a racer, hey, it's the last lap. This is short track racing. After all, we're here to win the race, so you have to do things like that sometimes to put it in victory lane.
Well, it was, as you see Eric there talking to the crowd. And good crowd here tonight in this Allstate Texas Thunder 200. You know, I was pretty impressed with the Thunder Hill Raceway and the way these guys were able to race on it here tonight.
Well, again, we talked about that second groove, and it worked. There was grip out there. You were able to race out there, but not the fast way around the racetrack. The fast way around here tonight was on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's what proved to win this race here for Eric Holmes.
Well, it has been a great season here on HDNet, and it was certainly a fun race here tonight. Here are the unofficial results. Look at Giuliano Losacco coming home in 9th place.
It's got to be a victory for Giuliano. Awesome job. Eric Harden, 10th.
Yeah. We'll be back to wrap things up here in Kyle, Texas in just a moment. It was a thrilling last lap move by Eric Holmes to claim his first win of the season and further strengthen his lead in the point standings heading into the final race of the year. Now, this is our final race here on HDNet this year. Dan, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I've had a fun time all season, and particularly here tonight.
Oh, we have, and we've been to some racetracks. We've been to some big tracks, little tracks, short tracks, bumping and banging, and I tell you, these guys, this series has come a long way, and I look for really good things out of this Winston Series in the future, and I hope we can do a lot more of them in the future.
This series, the Grand National West and the Grand National East, has taken leaps forward this year, and the future, as you said, is so bright in both of these series, and it's really been fun so far here on HDNet. Hopefully we can continue it to broadcast some of these races to you and see really these are the NASCAR stars of tomorrow, many of them.
Oh, they really are, and they breed, they cut their teeth at short tracks like this. This is where a lot of major, big famous NASCAR Nextel Cup drivers started on these 3/8 miles tracks. That's where you learn discipline. That's where you learn to race hard. That's where you learn patience. So that's what's so good about these series is it teaches you all that.
Well, and we saw a great race here tonight. Again, our congratulations to Eric Holmes. Well, that'll do it for our race coverage here in Kyle, Texas at the Thunder Hill Raceway in the Allstate Texas Thunder 200. You've been watching NASCAR Grand National West Division Racing. The executive producer of HDNet Sports is Darrell Ewald. The director of tonight's race, the incomparable Hank Lena. Our producer, David Butler. Our associate producers, Chris Stevens and Joe Torres, who did a great job. HDNet engineering provided by Jeff Millet and Dan Neighbors. Our HDNet lead camera tonight, Tom Harker. Our production manager, taking care of all the small details, Mike Herbert. And here are some of the names of some of the folks who have worked so hard to make our broadcast tonight possible to you. And this has been a great crew, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing these pictures in high definition on HDNet. Again, our winner from Kyle, Texas tonight is Eric Holmes. From our broadcast partners, Dan Pardis and Candace Kruger, I'm Mike Hogwood. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.